I enjoy... just the way I'm starting there. BorderLands is a fun game. I love the game. I've played all 3 of them. They're silly, they're campy, it's just blood goriest fun that the whole family can have as long as they're above 16 and understand cuss words and really naughty bits. In fact, right now I'm actually playing number 3 again, probably for like the 4th time. In fact, most of them I've played 3 or 4 different times, except for the Handsome Jack episode. Even Tiny Tina's little treasure hunt or whatever. It's a fun game. So when I heard the movie was coming out, I was thrilled. Because, you know, video game movies in the past have sucked really bad because they were just bad. And now with the CGI and the animation and the stop motion that they have, the writers from DC and MCU, this should be a no freaking brainer. It should be a lot of fun, but what we got was an utter shit show. So, here we are in the Daddy's House Studios, and I know it's still the Average Guy studio, but the Average Guy and Dorky Dudes is different. And I'm on this journey by myself because none of you want to step in the studio for no pay and you know, just sacrifice your time for nothing. But that's okay because I'm on my own. And so when I do split screen stuff or whatever that we impose here, I gotta do this because I don't have a camera guy. Because I asked one camera guy. I asked one camera guy to help me out, but he stole my chickens. Stole my chickens. And I have getting rude comments about some of the stuff I've done. But you know what I did? I went to their house and I Jay and Silent Bob them. Not really. I went over and nobody was home, and I knocked on the door. Nobody was there, but I got dogs. They had dogs, and one chased me, and I pet one dog, and it was whatever. So, anyways, back to this. I wrote some stuff down, but again, when BorderLands was announced, I and thousands of other Borderland fans were excited. We thought, this is a no-brainer. It's silly, it's campy, it's a lot of bad blood. It's something that Traumaville type style that could have been done in this on a better budget. But no. They ruined it because once the casting was given to us, I think most of the budget went just to the casting. See, BorderLands came out in 2024. It came out last year. It had a budget of $110,000 to $120,000. I'm looking down because I had to reload. And you know how much it grossed? Because everybody's like, "You're too harsh. You're too harsh." No, the proof is in the pudding. It grossed $33 million worldwide. So it was a shit show. It was but the casting. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for that? Because I'm still not over that. I had nightmares for a week. You can ask my wife. Why are you screaming? Kate Blanchett. Oh! Not that she's a bad look. She's a good looking woman for her age. But for what she was doing in this, no, it was just horrible. Kate Blanchett. She played Lilith. Why? I'll explain in a second why that bothers me. It was just... And then we had Kevin Hart as Roland. Kevin Hart! First of all, he's 5 inches shorter than Roland. That's not a big deal. We can work with that. Camera angles and stuff. I mean, look at what we do with the Hobbits, and you can make that work. But that's not the problem. Roland is more serious. He's a little more... And you have Kevin Hart who's making these jokes. Oh, God. That just... I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not going to be kind about this. And then we had Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis. What? No. Why? Now, Jamie Lee Curtis did do a good job in the movie, but it was not Tannis. I mean, she was playing a Tannis. If you watch the movie, you will see what I mean. Oh, and by the way, there's going to be spoilers in this. Okay, so if you haven't seen it, turn it off or go away or blindfold yourself because I'm going to spoil it. I got a drink. So... And then we had Tiny Tina. I'm not even going through that. Tiny Tina, right? And then we had one of the psychos. One of the psychos teamed up with these guys in the movie. Why? Why? Where is the story with Tiny Tina and Brick? I think that's the big guy. Where is their storyline? We could have had their story. We didn't have their storyline in there. In fact, Tiny Tina was a clone in the movie. Not her parents gave her up. No, they changed the parents being given up to Lilith and Daddis. Yeah, now that's why it bothers me. That's where it just... Okay, so first we have Roland going in, kidnapping or breaking Tiny Tina out of a prison, and they go off to a planet, and then they're hiring. Then the head of the corporation that they took Tiny Tina from, because Tiny Tina was in a prison of the Atlas Corporation. She was in the prison because she apparently has powers, or they thought she did, and they were gonna clone her or something like that. I don't know, it was some stupid shit. So Roland kidnapped her. They go to a planet, and the head of I think it was Atlas, goes down to hire a bounty hunter. And you know who the bounty hunter was? It was Lilith. A 55-year-old Lilith. Why? Why is she a bounty hunter? Why is she a bounty hunter? I'll explain why that bothers me that she is a bounty hunter. Why? Where were we, the bounty hunters? Because in the game, you start as a vault hunter. That could be a bounty hunter. You, the person playing. Why are we not the person that... Why aren't we having a... No, Lilith is the bounty hunter. A 55-year-old bounty hunter. Alright, so we have that problem right there. And why is that such an issue? Well, because Lilith, she's literally between her late 70s and early 30s in the freaking game. And on top of that, she has no powers until the end of the freaking movie. What the fuck is that bullshit? Right? So you have that dynamics. And then once you start getting into the story, they go hunting, looking for, Tiny Tina. And then they team up with, then they find her and they team up because Atlas is coming after Tiny Tina. And now there's a big gun fest going on. But it's not the gun fest, because if you play the game, people get shot, there's blood. Heads are exploding. And it's not gross or anything. It's just... They didn't do that. No, they didn't do any of the blood splats. It was just, it was what? No. And then, after all that, you know what they started doing? Oh, God. They started coming in with all these stories of family and oh, my God, depression, and we're family. No! I'm playing BorderLands because I want to see blood. I want to see campiness. I want some goofy-ass jokes. I don't want some family drama. And that's where the problem with Lilith being played by a 55-year-old and Jamie Lee Curtis, who's 65, playing 66, playing a 25 to 30-year-old. Because in the movie, Lilith's family, when Lilith was like 12 years old, put Lilith in the care of Daddis, who in the movie, at that time, there was a flashback of Lilith as a baby, a little girl being swept up in a helicopter or something by Daddis, and Daddis was still 66 years old in that point. But in the game, they're literally like 2 years apart. Are you fucking kidding me? It just goes on like that. And Lilith, by the end of the movie, finally gets her fucking powers. What? No. There's... The people that made this movie, I think they just, did a brush, skim over of the movie, or the games, and didn't even really take in consideration why we love the games. We love the games of the silly, campy, and bloodiness. We love it. We love the fact that all these planets are so out there. Like, there was so many different storylines they could have gone with. But they go with this whole, family dynamics and, oh my God, Mommy left me stuff. What the hell is that? Are we kidding me? And where's the Vault Hunter? No, Lilith is the Vault Hunter. She's the bounty hunter. She's the key to the whole mystery. No shit, Sherlock. She's the head of the Crimson Raiders, I think it was. She's the one in charge, but we didn't see that. We see 4 people with a psycho. Where's Brick? See, we could have followed a timeline. You could have had, if you wanted family dynamics in there, because there is some, I don't know if they made it canon yet, but there was some speculation that Tiny Tina and Brick were brother and sister. Where's that? Where is that partnership in there? Right? We don't see that. It just, the whole movie was a shit show.
And I don't know what else I could say about it. I just needed to get that off my chest, and I rewatched it I was all over that thing because it was just so bad. So anyways, that was my little rant about Borderlands. It was a shit show of a movie. So to whoever made that movie, I hope your car blows up driving down the road one day, because you do not deserve any money that you made off of that. Dear God. And I hope if we can get a remake of that movie, you find better actors for it. In fact, if you make another movie, you need to reimburse those actors. Because those actors did what they could. No offense to any of those actors in the movie. They did what... Oh, wait a minute. I will take offense. The girl that played Tiny Tina was a fucking goober. She was a psychonaut. She was all over the place. But we just... we got somebody who was just... she was okay. She wasn't really the Tiny Tina that we loved. It's just so... It was just bad. It was just bad. Anyways, that was my, whatever that was, to Borderlands. If you did dig that, for whatever reason you dig to that, you liked. See, I'm thinking about the movie. Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh, I got a message. Hang on. What is this? Oh, it's showers and it's bedtime for the kids. So if you did like that review or spoiler or whatever the hell that was, we'll hit the like and subscribe. And my next review, coming up in 2 to 3 weeks, whenever this comes out again, is going to be The Crow, and not The Crow from way back when. It's going to be the recent Crow. Also, I'm going to come up and I'm going to start in another video. I'm going to talk about how lazy it is to have humanoid robots, but I will have some good reviews coming up, because I saw Kung Fu Fury or whatnot coming up, and it looks incredible. It's about as bad as the Nazis in space thing and the moon. And then there's a couple of great bad movies I'm going to review, and I might try to see The Toxic Avenger. These are the kind of movies I'm going to review, and I'm either going to shit on a movie like Borderlands and The Crow, or I'm going to review some really bad stuff like Kung Fu Fury 2, and because that just looks awesomely bad. So guys, thank you for watching. Tune in next time to the Dorky Dudes. I will see you guys on the big screen. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. Average Guys coming up next.